President Greco, Father Leo, Father Sorgi, Mr. Chirico, trustees, benefactors, teachers, families, and of course, my very own class of 2023. Throughout our years at Montfort, we have learned many lessons, some practical, others deeply personal, and each experience has left on us an imprint which may not be distinctly remembered, but certainly can never be replaced. We have grown immensely and are well prepared to enter the coming stages of our lives. Completing high school is no easy feat for any young man or woman, but we have officially made it. Congratulations. Amid all the excitement and the pride we are feeling at this momentous occasion in our lives, it is important to remember that our work is not yet complete. Not nearly. Our education will continue through every season and every year of our lives. And although no longer within these halls or with our beloved teachers to guide us, we shall find ourselves, whether we are conscious of it or not, leaning on the solid foundation laid for us here. Classical education surely has prepared us well for success in college and in our academic and professional careers. Each of us was aware of this as we entered the only classical high school in New York State. I believe, however, that a certain aspect of our Montfort education has impacted our identity more than anything else, and it is one that cannot be found in any textbook. Several years ago, on the day of our freshman orientation, we sat naive and bright-eyed in the very same pews which we revisit today. That day, we listened to many speeches, committed ourselves to fulfilling Montfort's expectations, and wondered what the next 4 years might have in store. I do not remember most of what was said that day, but I'm sure we would all recall the themes of a certain speech, which we have now heard many times and could likely recite by heart. So, Montfort Knights, why does the mortar matter? Although by this point the saying surely elicits more eye rolls than attention, I want to focus on the importance of this statement. As we all know, the idea of the Montfort mortar illustrates the objective value of our relationships. Student to student, student to teacher, and teacher to teacher, the relationships we all have had the opportunity to build throughout high school are priceless and entirely unique. Typically, we have heard the metaphor of our mortar referring to the building blocks of our futures, that our success, like a strong fortress, is held together by relationships. I am sure that we have all found this to be true, and that each of us owes a good portion of our success to our friends and family. Why else would we invite them to join us here today? This sentiment is entirely true, but I have found that the Montfort mortar has an even deeper meaning. Unlike a strong building which refuses to bend or sway, many of us may feel uncertain or anxious thinking about the future, or believe that we have yet to fully discover ourselves. This is a good thing. Many opportunities await to build upon our solid foundation and allow us to blossom into the men and women whom God has created us to be. Our relationships, though certainly impacting our success, have a much greater meaning than the simply practical. Our friendships with our classmates, family members, teachers, and mentors allow us to recognize the potential within ourselves, appreciate the goodness of others, and marvel at the beauty in the world around us. Our relationships reveal a particular joyful aspect of God's plan that no one could ever understand on his own. No man is an island, And without relationship, no person could ever understand the purpose of this life, the meaning of education, or his unique vocation of love. Each of us has been formed in some way by the people we have met throughout high school. It is precisely in the encounter of true friendship that we most resemble our Creator. The mortar matters not because it makes any one of us a kind of impenetrable fortress or watchtower, but because it joins us together as in a beautiful mosaic. Through a multitude of experiences and our commitment to the Montfort spirit, we have been inextricably united with our coaches, our teachers, our mentors, and one another forever. This union is not simply strong, but also beautiful. The relationships we have discovered and cultivated here at Montfort over the past few years cannot, on their own, guarantee our future financial or personal success. We shall surely fail at times to live up to what is expected of us. And in those moments of failure and of disappointment, each of us will feel shaken to the very foundation. And yet, no matter how much we may drift apart, no matter how far from Montfort our lives may lead us, the foundation laid for us here will remain forever a cornerstone for us all. The mortar matters because in it we remain united, one to another, and to the timelessness of our values, the truths of our faith, and the beauty of true friendship, which were nurtured in us here at Montfort. It is in this that we shall always find our hope and our strength, and it is in this regard that the mortar truly matters. As we grow older and look back on our time at Montfort, we will remember many moments that constituted our happiness here, from International Night and Thanksgiving breakfast to milestones like our ring ceremony. Although many recollections will fade over time, certain memories will remain forever. Most importantly, we will remember the relationships we established here and the way our friends and our teachers stirred our hearts and called us unrelentingly to be ever greater versions of ourselves. The mortar does truly matter, not just because the relationships and experiences we share can raise us to ever greater heights, but because it is in the fulfillment of these things that we find the surest foundation, which will forever call us back to our roots and remind us of the goodness which we pursue. Let us always be grateful to those who have touched our hearts and transformed our futures. Administrators, faculty, benefactors, and family members, thank you for building relationships with us and for relentlessly pursuing our truest good. Our relationships with you and with one another are truly our greatest blessings. Let each of us, then, continue to cultivate our relationships with one another, with Montfort, and most importantly, with God. If we do so, we shall always find ourselves strengthened in our failures and encouraged in our triumphs, and we shall always have a place to call home. Thank you, and once again,